You're watching Behavior Bits.
So your kids are home now, like all the time, but they still have to learn. So how can we structure your home for distance learning? We've put together 3 steps to success: workspace, routines, and rewards. Let's review. The first step is to create a workspace. And our first tip is build the best space you can. We all live in different places and have different things in our homes. Just arrange an environment and pick a space that works best for you and your child. Build the best space you can. When selecting your workspace, you want to consider a place that's quiet, comfortable, and dedicated. You don't want it in a high traffic area. You want your child to feel comfortable working there. And you want a dedicated space so they have that routine and expectation of where they go to do their work. You also want to make sure the space is well organized. Before they sit down to start their work, make sure they have everything they need to complete their assignments. Gather all their materials together and put them in one spot that's easy for them to reach. Don't forget a snack. And lastly, you want to make sure you're considering your child's preferences. Not everybody is comfortable doing their homework at the kitchen table. Perhaps they'd be better sitting on the floor in their room. If that's the case, as long as it's quiet, comfortable, dedicated, and organized, that'll work as well. Our next step to success is establishing a routine. To establish a routine, create a daily schedule. Right? When you're creating your schedule, allow time for brain breaks and movement activities. The frequency of these breaks will be determined by your student's age and their abilities. Generally, elementary students can work for 15 to 30 minutes before they need to break. As your student gets older, junior high or high school, they can work for longer periods without a break. Once you've established that routine, make sure you check in throughout the day with your students. And don't forget to praise them for being on task. Once you've established your daily schedule, you want to set some expectations. We like to use CHAMPS: conversation, help, activity, movement, participation, and success. So, conversations. What should conversations look like while they're working? Are they allowed to talk to their siblings? You want to set that expectation up from the start. Help. How should they get help? For me, my rule is make sure you've asked your brother for help before you come to me. Activity. Activity they should be really clear about if we have a daily schedule. They should know what they're working on and when to work on it. Movement. What type of movement is allowed during work activities? Are they allowed to get up and go stare out the window? Are they allowed to walk around their room and read? Are they allowed to walk around the house while they're working? Where should they be and what movement is allowed? Participation. What does it look like to be participating? For example, if the activity is silent reading, participation should look like eyes on the book in a quiet room. What participation doesn't look like is book in your laps while you stare around the room or watch TV. Make sure you're checking in on them and letting them know if they're succeeding. What success looks like is following all the expectations and completing the work assignment for that activity. Our last step to success is scheduling in reward time. Decide how often your child will receive a reward for their hard work. How often they should receive an award, again, will depend on your child's age and ability. Some children need a reward after every activity they complete. Others can complete half of their work and get a reward, and then the other half and get a reward. And some can complete it all before they receive their reward. It really depends on their age and ability. When selecting a reward, you want to make sure you set the deal early. Let them know what they're working for and when they're going to achieve that goal. Make sure that the reward matches the work or effort they put in. Ideally, your student would work for 20 or 30 minutes and receive a 5 or 10-minute break. You don't want it the other way around, where they work for 5 minutes and receive 20 minutes of a break. You should also make sure that you choose a reward that can be given immediately. Once they've completed all their assignments and checked everything off, they're able to access what they've earned right away. And lastly, we want to make sure we limit access to the reward. Rewards can be very effective motivators to getting your work done, but if you have constant access to it, they're just not that effective. So try to reserve the reward you choose for work activities only. Maybe their favorite Netflix show is only available to be watched during their reward time after completing their work. That's it. If you can build a workspace, establish a routine, and build in those rewards for your child's hard work, you're well on your way to maximizing their success during distance learning. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click the links below for some of our other videos.
Thanks for watching Behavior Bits.